Horror cinema, like all film genres, encompasses various subgenres and microgenres. One of them is J-horror, which refers to Japanese horror films with elements rooted in Japanese culture and history. In this episode, we want to introduce you to 5 lesser-known J-horror films. Kwaidan, which translates to Ghost Stories, is the first film. It consists of 4 short stories, each revolving around different types of spirits. The film deviates from the typical rules of the horror genre and relies on inner terror induced through silence and stillness. The visually stunning presentation of the film aligns with this concept, resembling a painted artwork. The production of the film took 3 years, with 1 year dedicated to filming. Director Kobayashi, who was also a painter, along with his set designer, hand-painted all the film's sets, including vast sky and landscape backgrounds. In a sense, Kwaidan is a 3-hour painting that is both haunting and beautiful. It isn't particularly scary, no, it's much harder on you than mere fright. It's creepy. This is what the Washington Post says about the second film, Ju-on the Grudge, directed by Takashi Shimizu, one of the renowned J-horror directors, which our last film on the list is also from him. The film tells the story of a haunted house where anyone who enters is doomed to die. The vengeful spirit residing within the house has targeted all its residents over the years. Pulse, directed by Kiyoshi Kurosawa, is another masterpiece by one of the best J-horror filmmakers, and it is our 3rd film on the list. Imagine a world where spirits enter the human realm through the internet. Pulse throws us into such a world engulfed in madness. The Guardian called it an incredibly creepy horror film that, in the same way as Ring, finds chills in the most dingy and mundane of locales. Skillful deployment of grisly little moments and disturbing cryptic imagery produce the requisite mood of dread and gloom. Masafumi Kobayashi, a paranormal investigator, decides to create a documentary about a series of strange events in Japan, and that marks the beginning of The Curse, our 4th film. Pseudo-documentary or fake documentary is a film or video production that takes the form or style of a documentary film but does not portray real events. The Curse is also considered a pseudo-documentary, and precisely this aspect amplifies the horror factor of the film several times over. Nina Doherty of HorrorNews.net called Noroa the Curse the best found footage film of the decade, referring to it as well-crafted, credible, and most important of all, genuinely scary. Marabito or Unique One is our final film on the list. The second film by Takashi Shimizu on our list tells the story of a filmmaker who encounters the concept of fear through a series of events and decides to journey into the underworld to understand fear. There, he comes face to face with a semi-human creature that initially appears harmless, but captures the attention of Takayoshi, the protagonist and filmmaker of the story.
何を見てそれほどまでに恐怖しているのだ。
Maribito also conveys a similar emotional experience, although not as intense as The Curse, but through its format, utilizing an old digital camera and incorporating surveillance camera perspectives. This allows the audience to perceive the story world in a documentary-like manner.
これは一体誰なのだろう。